and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pop. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, today's date is October 14th, which means we're getting closer and closer to that Saturday evening game versus Mississippi State. On this latest edition of the Homemade Podcast Sports, I'll be breaking down Mississippi State's offense versus our defense. So I want you guys to really pay attention and listen to me when I break all of these things down, because I know after I finish breaking all of these things down, it's going to be a lot of you guys that have another perception. So before I can go into a summary on tomorrow of what I think can happen and will happen, I will just say this. The point spread for the Mississippi State and A&M game is A&M is a 7.5 point favorite right now. And when I discuss this, what I'm saying to you right now, and when I break down these statistics of what I'm about to explain to you on today, and as well as I done the day before yesterday, you'll understand why they have it as a 7-point favorite and not a 14 or 21 point favorite, things like that. So it makes a whole lot of sense, when I break down the statistics. But I know for sure that A&M can go and pitch a shutout in Starkville. I'm very confident on that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to it. So let's start at the top. I'm sorry, before I get into this, breaking news, people, breaking news. This just came out maybe an hour ago or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. The Florida in the LSU game has been postponed until December 12th. Why? Because of, as we all know now, it was positive outbreaks within the Florida football team. I think it went from 5 yesterday all the way to 19 or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it went up to 19. It spiked all the way up there. So they did go ahead and postpone it. Yes, I know this doesn't have nothing to do with what I'm about to explain to you. Then they got shit to do with A&M. But at the same time, we did just play Florida, people. So I want you guys to be very aware of that. I commend our athletic staff for just keeping our guys pretty much healthy, and and I also commend our players for taking it up on themselves to just say, hey man, no, I don't want that. I don't want to be affiliated with it. So if I'm in contact with anyone, I'm just gonna stay aside. But they're also wearing a face mask, man. They're following all protocols. Dan Mullen, I just want to say this to you, and there was a lot of us, and not just only those college football fans, but even coaches, athletic directors, and things like that, man. We are all highly upset of what you said, that statement that you had made, man. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. That statement that you just made, it looks very crazy, and it came back to bite you in the ass, because you asking for the 90,000. Well, look up and you aren't going to get anything. Now you're at 0 in your game that got postponed. Come on, Dan. Dan, you're way better coach than that, Dan. I understand what you were saying, but Dan, you're way better coach than that, man. Come on now, stop, Dan. If you're listening out there, Dan, come on, man. And I know you're probably feeling bad right now too. Like, damn, what did I just do? Well, Dan, you just about done everything. The outbreak isn't on you. Please don't think that. But Dan, come on, man. This type of shit that happens when you make statements like that. Anyways, carrying on. So, Mississippi State versus Texas A&M. Of course, we travel up to Starkville, people. What did I tell you? This is a place where we haven't won in almost, 5 years now. We have not won up there. This year and this time, it's a little bit different. All right? We owe them an ass whoop from the first year Jimbo was here. So we owed them that. That was a game won. We had just a couple of things break down on the defense side of the ball, and that's why we lost that game. But it is what it is. Carrying on. Third down percentage. And I know I'm starting kind of high here, but just listen to me. Third down percentage. Mississippi State's number 62 in the country, of course. Texas A&M defensively is number 64 in the country. All right. It's an area that we have to improve on. We know this. Fourth down percentage. Mississippi State's number 33 in the country. Texas A&M defensively is number 73. Let's keep going. First down defense. A&M is number 28 in the country. How long has it been since we've heard that A&M's first down defense is ranked that goddamn high? It's been a very, very, very long time. I'm happy. I'm thrilled about that. I'm thrilled. Anyways, carry on. First down offensively, Mississippi State's number 48 in the country. Fumbles lost, Mississippi State's number 57 with 3. A&M on fumbles recovered, number 60 with only 1. And that came in the Florida game, of course. Moving along. Kick return defense. A&M is number 25 in the country. Mississippi State on kick returns, number 41. Passes intercepted. Mississippi State is number 76, which is dead last in the country with 11 in 3 games. And these are, when I say passes intercepted, these are passes thrown for picks. Passes thrown for interceptions. They have now thrown 11 in 3 games. In 3 games, people. They have now thrown 11. To be honest with you, that should be a record. I don't know if that's a record or not, but man, that should be a record. Carrying on. Passes intercepted defensively, A&M is number 29 with only 3. 2 came in the Vanderbilt game. 1 came in the Alabama game. Florida game, 0 interceptions. Understand that. But what did I just tell you about Mississippi State? They're dead last in the country, turning that ball over. So it's pros and cons to that air raid. The air raid works when it wants to work and when everything is clicking. If it's not working, the air raid is just not working. And if the air raid isn't working, you're probably going to get your ass blown out. To be honest with you. To be dead honest with you, if that air raid is not working, you're probably going to get your ass blown out. All right. And from what we've seen in that Kentucky game, what was it? 24-2. That's what happened when the air raid is not working, period. Air raid also forces you to turn over the ball when you don't want to. It's the pros and cons. Passing offense. Of course, we all know that Mississippi State's number 1 in the country on passing offense. I just told you, air raid. When it works, it works. When it don't, it don't. A&M on passing defense, which is going to make you guys give that factor. And some A&M fans, I know you guys are listening out there, it's going to make you give that We're number 64. I knew it. I can see you guys' faces now. Yeah, man, that is something that we need to work on. Mike Elko, if you are listening, practice needs to be all about passing defense. Why? Because that is what we're going to have to shut down. I can guarantee you this, that Mike Leach is not going to change his goddamn playbook and say, all right, guys, we're just going to run the ball today. No. You can bet your ass Mike Leach is still going to come out with a passing offense like no other. So that's something that we got to work on. Anyways, we're carrying along. Passing yards completion, though, and this is where the con comes in at. Passing yards completion, Mississippi State is number 70. So although our passing defense is number 64, the passing completions for Mississippi State, though, is number 70. That makes me feel a whole lot better. A whole lot better. Why? Because I know we can shut down the air raid. I know that we can shut that down. We have guys in position to shut that down, people. I'm gonna tell you like this, and of course I'll get into it a whole lot more detail on tomorrow. We're not Kentucky. We're not Kentucky nor Arkansas. We have better players than Kentucky and Arkansas will probably ever have. And that's not a diss in a shot to Arkansas and Kentucky. No, I did not say that. What I'm saying is that we have better players that gotten recruited to A&M that are way better than Arkansas and Kentucky combined. Okay? That's not a knock. That's not a diss. That's not a shot. That's not anything. Those are facts, people. Do your research. Those are facts. Okay? Anyways, moving along. Red zone defense for A&M, we're number 60 in the country. I told you, I'm going to say a couple of things on here that's going to piss a lot of you guys off and be like, man, god damn, dog. I know it, but we're getting this fixed, people. We're getting this fixed. Please believe me when I say that. These things are getting fixed by Mike Elko as I'm speaking right now. And if I can go to A&M and just at least sneak in that practice facility and see what those guys are doing, I guarantee that Mike Elko is talking to those guys. And he's been talking to these guys the whole week of, guys, we got to fix this. Because what Mike Elko is running is a complicated defense, and what Pete O'Neill told you on that overreaction pod, it's a complicated defense. But I bet your ass, once those guys get at least 60% of that defense down, in which is the complication parts and size of it, man, that defense is going to be shut down. He's going to be shut down. Yeah, I know a lot of people mad at Mike Elko right now, but I can tell you like this. We ain't the worst goddamn defense in all of college football, people. I will say this. We know how to tackle. So a lot of guys look at that Florida game like, oh, man, we've got off in tackling. No, we weren't. The Alabama and Ole Miss game, that was awful tackling. That was awful. The LSU game, that was awful. That's what you call awful tackling. How the way we treated that Florida's defense, in which they tried to make tackles, but they kept on getting their asses bowled over, that's awful tackling. That's god awful. Only thing about us is how we didn't tackle is because we may have just got burned on a play or two. Anyway, carrying on. Red zone offense, Mississippi State, number 73. I just told. Solely confident in that defense will make a stand. Solely confident. If you guys haven't seen, Mississippi State gets up to that red zone, it's hard for them to score because they just want to do pass plays. There's no room on the field to pass the ball if you're just going to do like 5 wide like that. Of course, there's too many receivers on the field, but if you don't execute that play in the first drive, those second and third plays and fourth down play, if you're willing to throw a fourth down, most of the time it doesn't work. It does not work. All right? I'm telling you guys what I know. Most of the time it does not work. I told you, I'm an offensive-minded guy. And if I could be on the team, probably, I would run an offense. All right? You know? So, anywho, listen to me. Break some more things down to you. Rushing defense. A&M is number 18. Rushing offense, Mississippi State, number 76, which is dead last in the country. You guys should have known that, though. 76. So what we will have to do is we will have to make Mississippi State respect our pass defense. Although we look like shit on pass defense, we're going to have to make them respect to where they're going to run the ball. And when they run the ball, we're going to be in Colin Hill's face so goddamn much to where he's going to go to the sideline and be pissed off on every drive. And matter of fact, I think he had got hurt in the last game, so I'm not even much sure if he's going to play or not. But that secondary running back, we're going to be in his face so goddamn much to where they're going to be so mad and pissed off, disappointed, everything. Anywho, Sacks allowed, Mississippi State is number 53 with 8 giving up. Sacks for A&M defensively, it's number 58. Sacks allowed, Mississippi State is number 53 with 8 giving up. Sacks for A&M defensively is number 58 with only 3. So you guys know what that means? We have now had a sack. We've now had at least 1 sack in every game. We got 1 sack in the I'm sorry. We got 2 sacks in the Vandy game. We didn't get a sack in the Alabama game, but we got a sack in the Florida game. All right, I told you guys, man, I keep up. I keep up with this. But that's okay. We're gonna bust through that line like we haven't seen in these past 3 games. But we're gonna bust through there this time. Anyways, moving on. Scoring defense, A&M is number 62 in the country. Just told you, things to work on. I told you guys, I'm gonna piss you guys off with some of these stats. Scoring offense though, Mississippi State's number 66. Tackles for loss allowed, Mississippi State's number 25. Team tackles for loss, A&M is number 59. Passing efficiency. This is another con to the air raid offense. Passing efficiency, Mississippi State's number 61. Remind you, they're the number 1 passing team in the country. The efficiency, though, of when those plays work and do not work, the number 61. Passing efficiency defensively, though, A&M is number 74, which is damn near dead last. I just told you guys, we have a lot to work on. We got a lot to work on. I'm pretty sure Mike Elko is working on that heavily. We're number 74. Turnovers, Mississippi State's number 74 with 14. And that's damn near dead last in the country. 2 spots above the dead last person. Turnovers game, A&M is number 50 with 4. Time of possession, Mississippi State's number 10. Total defense, A&M is number 39, people. You know, this is a summary report for what I just broke everything down to you. Total defense, A&M is number 39, whether you guys want to believe that or not. Total offense, though, for Mississippi State, they're number 25. So like I told you guys on the last one, they're going to test us. They're going to test us a lot. What this will have to do is wake up A&M defensively, especially with the pass defense. Rush defense, I'm not really worried about that, because we've been pretty good through the trenches. Passing defense, though, is going to wake up our DBs and test them and challenge them to, hey, put on the show. And if your ass ain't going to put on the show, I'm going to bench you and I'm going to go to another guy that will. So for my DBs, what I'm telling you is wake up, because I know you guys can. Shut it down. What did I say on last one? Go into a no-fly zone. Don't allow shit through the middle of the field and damn sure not on the sidelines. Put everything in front of you. Put everything right in front of you like I know you guys can. Turnovers, I'm expecting you guys to have a big day. And when I say big day, I'm not talking about 3 or 4. I'm talking about like 2. That's going to be really, really critical, because I guarantee you guys, when you guys get those 2 turnovers, it's going to be point scored. Now, when I say point scored, I'm not talking about 3. I'm talking about 7. In my honest opinion, it's going to be 14-0 in the first quarter, A&M. And that's a bold prediction. But I just told you guys that we're brewing something. All right? It's going to be 14-0 A&M. I firmly believe in it. Might not be right. It may be like 14-3 or something like that, maybe going into the second quarter, A&M up with the lead, or it might be 7-3. So I'm not perfect. But I see everything through a glass lens with this Texas A&M team and this Texas A&M offense. This is one of the rare times I'm not worried about Texas A&M offense. My thing is just the defense. will a defense be able to stop the pass? Because I know that we can stop the run. You know, that's no doubt about that in my mind. It's just a simple fact of, are we going to be able to shut the pass down and shut it down tremendously and make a statement? This is a make a statement game for our defense in general. Okay? Offense, I already know what those guys can do. And I believe that Kellen Mond would keep this going because of the simple fact that I know what Mississippi State is going to try to do. Or they're going to try to bring all kind of dynamic blitzes. But how the way he disguised blitzes in that Florida game is how Kellen Mond will be able to go going forward. That guy called plays at the line in which we've never seen Kellen Mond do before. That guy pointed out each and every defender that was coming on a blitz, and he got rid of the ball. That's what you call the NFL-style QB. Am I reaching on that? No, I'm not. I'm telling you guys what I know. When you guys start pointing at defenders multiple times on that field, when you're running certain drives, that means you're now understanding what's going on the field. That's called field awareness. That is called heavily field awareness. Although it was Florida, I know a lot of people are saying that Florida's defense was not good, and I knew I was going to hear that when A&M won that game. I knew that. Doesn't matter, though, people. Florida offense was dynamic, and that defense was able to shut those guys down to where they couldn't score over 40, 50 points. So what I'm telling the defense to do now is step up and not let those guys score shit. You know? So, anywho, like I say, I will be back on tomorrow with the whole film analysis breakdown. And I got a comment from one of the podcast listeners, and he's a dedicated listener, which is Terry Williams. I think that's his name, Terry Williams, but I know his first name is Terry. Okay, so I'm real bad with names, so you guys have to forgive me on that. But Terry, I know for sure, and he asked me, man, have you ever thought about breaking down film? So as I'm doing this podcast more and more, I will be breaking down a whole lot of film, but I would do that on Thursday. That will be my actual day where I've sat down, I watched the whole thing, and I've broken down film. Why? Because, guys, I work just like the rest of you guys. All right? I have a legitimate 9-to-5 job just like the rest. May not be 9 to 5 because I work overnight. All right? I work a whole overnight schedule. But also, you know, I actually work a huge role, you know, at work. I'm actually a lead at work. So when I don't respond to you guys, man, please forgive me. It's just when I'm at work, I'm at work. All right. But anyways, not to get off topic here. It's just the simple fact that I will be breaking down film each week after week on every opponent that we play going forward. Just like I broke down film about Alabama, and I knew what their weaknesses was, but we just couldn't exploit it. Vanderbilt, of course, you can't break down film on those guys because it was the first game. But and Florida, you know, just I broke down the film with Florida. I knew what their weaknesses was. I knew what their strength was. So, I mean, you know, hey. But overall, I'm looking for the defense to step up in a huge way, make a statement, win out there defensively, and say, no, man, this was a defensive win. So, hey, we will see. But once again, this is the Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, hit that subscribe button. Hit it for me, please. Hit that subscribe button. You know, thank you guys for listening, man. But hit that subscribe button. You guys don't mind, tell a friend or tell another friend to keep on coming and hit that subscribe button. If you guys out there on the Aggie football team, I know you guys are, which is Chris Morris, the offensive lineman, true freshman. Please, guys, if you guys go and look that man up. If you're listening, young man, please tell that team to listen to these podcasts. And I know a lot of the electronics, they don't want a lot of these guys listening, you know, to this, but I would never bash the team. I might say a couple of things that should, if anything, hype you guys up and make you guys want to play better. All right? Then hit that subscribe button. Tell the whole Aggie community about this podcast. This is the Homemade Podcast Sports, Texas A&M edition. All right? Remember, Texas A&M edition. Remember that. Like I told you guys before, SEC West, you guys have now been put on notice. We're riding high off of this win. I know a lot of guys are going to say that, but I don't care. We're supposed to ride high off of it. Jimbo Fisher's now gotten his top win in the last 6 years. So we're supposed to ride high off this win. Going forward, Kelly Mond is supposed to ride high off this win. That was a statement win. Now it's time. Show it throughout the rest of the season. So once again, guys, it's Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, follow me on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. And also, J Pops is my name. Look that up, please. At J Pops on Facebook. It will pop right up. Also on Instagram at JPops2020. And please follow me on Twitter at JPops05. Once again, this is the Homemade Podcast Sports. I thank you guys for listening. SEC West. A&M is here. Hashtag Giggle. And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giggle Magic.